Well, hi, and welcome to Winning Wednesday, where we have the tools, techniques, and technology to help you succeed in today's real estate business. I'm Darren.
I'm Lisa.
And, well, good to see you. We got some great stuff on the agenda today. And so appreciate you being here. And speaking of agenda, what is on our agenda?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so main topic. This is going to be awesome. It's full leverage agent, and we're going to talk about advanced financial setup. So we're going to talk about a little bit of how to start, and then Darren's going to go into a little more detail. So that's going to give, well, anybody in the business, it's going to teach you a little bit. So it's really cool. So, and then we have kudos, my favorite. We've got an outside agent, inside agent, and a vendor that we really like and have been using. And then our tech item today is Adwerx. And you're like, what is Adwerx? Adwerx is basically you put in your information and you set up different ads. There's a whole bunch of different formats. So we're going to talk about all the different formats that you can do with Adwerx. It's specialized for real estate agents. Awesome program. Then we have the Book of Awesome. I love that word, awesome. Awesome. It's so awesome. Awesome. The author is Neil Pasricha. I probably murdered his name. And then we have our funny Remax commercial. Yay!
So on our main topic today, the advanced financial setup. And so Elisa went through some of the basic steps of this. And if you're a real estate agent, please stay with us for this segment. Because it is foundational to your business. And Elisa's going to talk about sort of the step one, and then I'm going to talk about a little bit on the advanced financial setup. So what did you find? And the primary setup is super critical. And so what did you find out with that? Tell people about our setup. Well, and by the way, before you start on that, I'm going to interrupt you.
That's okay.
This is part of our in-house training program called Full Leverage Agent, where we really dial in. There's a curriculum that goes step by step on the foundational aspects for a real estate agent's business. And this is part of that program that we have, proprietary to Remax Advisors. So go ahead, tell them what you found out.
Yeah, so it's like the building blocks. And I'm not very good at technology. I'm also not very good at math. I don't like math. I'm an agent. I see the big picture. I like to do the advertising and the marketing part. But this is basically a math problem to be successful in the real estate industry. So agents, I'm a good example of this. We look at the big picture and it's either feast or famine. We're either making a lot of money or we're making no money. And so we spend our money, but we don't save any money for any budget our money. I'm bad at budgeting, and I know a lot of people can feel that same situation. We get so involved with working with people and having fun that we forget about the basics of business. So what I learned, and it is the real estate, the leverage program, it's basic building blocks. So this was really good for me to go back to the basics and just a reminder. So it's just basically a math problem. So you take your benchmark and they have you fill out a workbook, which is really cool because you have to write everything down. So then you remember it and it sticks in your head. So there's a benchmark number, and that's not the money. That's the money that you want to put in your pocket to cover your basic expenses and go on vacation and everything. That doesn't include your taxes or your advertising costs or anything like that. So they have you write down that number. And then you're going to learn how many transactions you need to do to hit that benchmark, because you're going to have all these expenses on top of it. So it's basically a math problem. So you look at your expenses, and as you make more money, your expenses are going to rise. That's just a given. You're going to have to, at some point, you're going to have to hire an assistant or whatever you need to do, hire team members. So just what I learned from it. So there is a math problem. It's desired profit minus your expenses. Then you have your average commission and your average sales price. And then they show you where to find those sales so you know how many transactions you need to do per year to hit that benchmark. And then you can, every year you readjust. I want to make a little more money, so you're going to have more transactions. You're going to have more expenses. But it is like the most simple math problem. It's like 4 pages of a workbook. You fill it out, you put in the numbers, and it actually shows you where to find those extra transactions. And you might think, oh, I'm going to farm a certain community or this, that, and the other. But it's actually, looking at the things that you're already doing that are working, like your sphere of influence or your Facebook ads. So it's pretty cool.
So once we get through that segment, then we get into more of the money management and how to pay yourself. So I want to, before I get into the money management and the advanced financial business essentials, Heather, bring up the how to pay yourself graphic. And so here you can see on screen just some core things. And so we suggest opening up a profit account under your business name. And notice it's profit account. Open up a profit account under your personal name. And set up automatic deposits between these two. And if you follow this flow chart you see on screen, this will be a very good fundamental business building block. And then we go through some additional business essentials, such as an entity structure, what kind of entity to structure for your business. It is a business. What kind of tax structure to anticipate for that. Business bank account, business credit cards, sort of basic things. What kind of accounting system are you going to use? There's a tax system, and you should be looking at a monthly profit and loss. Very easy to generate these things once you have the right setup. Then you have a personal budget and a business budget. So remember, the business is the goose that lays the golden eggs, and don't steal from the business to fund your personal life and then rob yourself of future returns. Other kind of business accounts, retirement and savings accounts, which are critical, and ROI tracking, so return on investment on different business channels that you have, different kind of transactions. What is your cost per transaction? Figuring out those things are all fundamental building blocks. These several courses within this 18-course segment that we have might take somebody a period of time to go through all these things. Other people will be quick, but are really critical to setting a good foundation so you know what your expenses are and you can be profitable. That's the same for any business as well. So let us know if you'd like to know more about these systems, how they work, and how you can implement them into your business. Now we have our kudos.
My favorite. Whoop whoop.
You're a lot more energetic than I
know.
am. Which makes
I get
for
excited.
Good pinging things off. So who do we have up first? I know you know this lady.
Oh, Deborah Browning. Oh my gosh. So I have known Deborah for a long time, years and years and years. And she started out in the mortgage industry. She did a lot of loans for a lot of my clients back in the day. And then she got a real estate license, and she is absolutely doing phenomenal. She's very outgoing, very friendly, one of the best people I've ever met. So she's really fun to work with. So yeah.
And just coincidentally, recently she helped us get a client into a very high-end listing with a short period of time under some difficult circumstances, and her and her client went over and above to make that happen. Our vendor of the week is Charlie Lyman. He owns just a great carpet cleaning company. I've used him for years, and so Carpet Geek. And if you ever meet Charlie, you will see why it looks a little geeky, which is great, and it fits his persona. But that guy is trustworthy and gets things done. And he's the type of guy I can call him up and say, "Hey, Charlie, we're going out of town for a week. Here's the garage code. Clean the carpets, and it's taken care of and done very, very well." So we need some carpets cleaned, carpet repair. I've had him fix some holes in carpet, can't even tell. He does an outstanding job. And then our inside agent of the week is John Blakesley.
Yep.
And we were talking about budgeting and business budget, and John knows his way around that stuff and how important it is. I think he's been an agent for over 40 years.
Yeah, 40 years, I think
Yeah.
is what he told me the other day.
And anyway, and been with us for many, 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 many years. And there's longevity in the business, and that's a great guy to talk to about that. Moving on, our tech items. So Adwerx, RE/MAX has a relationship with Adwerx. And anytime you see an ad, you go to peoplemagazine.com or any news site or other shopping sites that you might frequent. So you'll see ads up there within that page. And these ads are targeted so you can have an ad for a property, so you have a new listing. That automatically goes within the Adwerx system and then is populated for people within a certain very localized area that are more likely to want to buy a home. So the point with digital advertising is not to get it in front of everybody. A 16-year-old is not going to buy your client's home, but people that are more likely to be in that market will receive that ad, and then it generates reports to you and your client as to how many people are viewing it, and that's included here when you're with RE/MAX Advisors. And there's other customized ads you can do too, and you were looking into that.
Yeah, so I went through to look at the different ads, and I actually went in and set them up in the different. So there was like 1, 2, 3. There was 4 different categories and things you could do. So if I was going to set it up, there's ads for your sphere, so for your sphere of influence, so your contacts. So you can download all their emails, and then it builds your ad. You put in your picture and your info, it's already in there. It builds an ad with your picture, and then it sends out an email to your contacts, and you can pick how often you want to send it out. If you want to send it out weekly, monthly, quarterly, whatever you choose, annually, they have different amounts you can pay, and it's very economical. So that would be a good starting point, is to just get that information out to your sphere. Then you can work off of that, and you can specialize. So some people specialize in the North End, or they specialize in the Bench, or they specialize in Meridian. So then you can do a different ad that specializes to different zip codes and your area of influence. Now, I pulled up some numbers so you can see this was like huge. So if you're going to do the zip code sphere, it's going to have 10,000 hits per month to start, and then you can pay for additional. But it's going to start out at 10,000 hits. I thought that was like huge. So those are going to hit your website. They're going to hit Facebook. So that would be step 2. Then if you want to take it one step further to step 3, there's TV commercials. So you think TV commercials, those are going to be super expensive, right? But it builds the ad, and they stream, and it starts at 2,000 streaming commercials per month. And so these spots are going ABC, CBS, Fox, CNN, NBC. There's 20 major streaming channels that these will go to. So that starts at 2,000. You can pay for additional. And so, but just the 2,000 equates to 16.7 hours per month to start at a very economical rate. So you can do the sphere, you can do the zip codes, you can do the commercials, and then Darren mentioned then you can highlight your listings. So it's really cool, and it's already in there. You just like put your name and you load a picture, and there was like 20 different commercials that you could pick. So way cool.
I've asked the Adwerx people, and if you want to do have your RE/MAX commercial, a stream on there, customized to you, or a video that you did for a particular neighborhood, you can have that, and it'll stream to devices, but it goes to prime hours.
Yeah, prime.
Which is morning and early evening, late afternoon. You get those prime viewing hours is where those commercials are streamed, and so anybody with a streaming device on that channel will get those, which nowadays is most people have streaming. Yeah. So anyway, contact us about that if you want more details and other tech items on how to grow your business. We have complete staff here to help train and coach agents on how to utilize and implement the technology that works. Now, we have our Book of Awesome. So, this is a great book.
It's funny. It's good.
And so, I mean, it's an awesome book, but it's a collection of short stories. And what'd you think about that?
Well, it's just, so the link that we have, you can actually go in there and you can read the first 20 pages. And it is really funny. So you take, like, everybody gets stuck in, negativity or bad stuff that's happening, but it teaches you how to flip it around. So if you're having a bad day, you can think of something, I call it like bringing joy. So, and I started doing that several months ago, just what can I do to bring joy? So it just talks about all the fun things. So if you're having difficulties, just to flip it around and think of all the good things, all the positive, like the glass is half full. So trying to think of, what are the good things that are happening to me when you're having a bad day or a bad month or whatever. So it's like, don't sweat the small stuff, basically.
And the examples that he gives
are funny.
And it comes, he developed this attitude, started writing this book during a pretty dark time in his life.
Yeah.
And it got him completely pivoted on all the positive things that are out there. And Lisa and I were talking about this, and you mentioned that bubble wrap.
I know, popping bubble wrap.
Yeah.
Just the simple act of popping bubble wrap is like, it's fun.
It's sort of fun. Or just walking the dog, or simple little things that you don't think about because you do them all the day, every day, or Amazon brings you something, wrapped with bubble wrap, but there's some fun that's in there. And anyway, check out the link there, buy the book. Get the audio book. I do a lot of audio books, so if you do that, just get it, download it on your phone, and I promise your phone won't be any heavier from downloading a book.
So I got a list of stuff that makes me happy.
Okay.
Okay, so stuff that makes Elise happy. Biscuits and gravy make me really happy. It's the smell of baking, cooking. Seen a Lamborghini on the freeway today, a brand new one. Oh my gosh, it was sick. That was cool.
Nice.
That was really neat. I like to collect antiques and old books. That brings me joy. Watching a funny show or just like, I like to look just on Facebook. They'll have those little funny videos. Those are fun to watch. That gives me a smile for the day. And okay, so one of the best things that happened was last week. I came in and Darren said, "That's not going to work." And I said, "Yes, it is. You owe me $1 if it works." Here's my $1.
Right.
I won. That brought me joy for the day.
And I enjoyed giving her the $1 because she was right. I was wrong. So that was a very very fun lesson.
See, it brought him joy too.
Yeah, it did. So we got a quote.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. This was funny. Okay, see if I can read it. Being negative only makes a difficult journey more difficult. You may be given a cactus, but you don't have to sit on it.
So thank you so much for participating and being involved and all the feedback that we get from these Winning Wednesday videos. We hope it brings some elements of success to continue your business and brighten your day a little bit. For more, you can scroll through and see the other videos that we have. We'll post some other links or go to our website, winningwednesday.biz, because we're all about the business, and watch the commercial that we have. It's customized for one of our associates, Jason, and it's a funny commercial as well. See you next week.
Hey, did you hear from the real estate agent?
No.
Anything from the agent?
No?
Anywhere from the agent?
No.
Yes, yes, yes!
No. No. No.